Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Jesse with Kinetics High Performance, and if you are the parent of an athlete, you've probably wondered if your child should strength train. Yes. The answer is yes. And that's a wrap. The video is done. I'll catch you in the next one. Oh, hold up. I hear the algorithm loves the watch time, so let's go on a little bit. Luckily, if you are left brain dominant like me, we've got things to talk about. So let's get into it. If there's one thing in common for athletes at the college, professional, and Olympic levels, it's that they all engage in strength training. Non-negotiable and not debatable. But the truth is, they aren't doing it to get better at the skills of their sport. They're doing it to maximize their body's ability to create or redirect force for actions like sprinting, jumping, cutting, throwing, or hitting. Strength training is also used to condition soft tissue and bones to withstand such forces. During normal sports movements, the body is exposed to massive amounts of force. Luckily, living tissue is quite pliable. If you're a 150-pound athlete, your gastrocnemius is subjected to 450 pounds of force, while your hamstrings are subjected to up to 1,300 pounds of force when sprinting, jumping, and cutting on the field or court. Now, can you completely prevent injuries? Absolutely not. But you can help mitigate the risk of injury by strength training. How about strength training itself? Will your child get hurt? Will it interfere with their normal physical development? These questions are pretty common for parents to have, and frankly, it's because these myths still persist today. Understand, there is a mountain of research on this topic. The data is overwhelmingly conclusive that your child will not get hurt, nor will it interfere with their normal physical development. Now, to be fair, there's some nuance. Good coaches will not train children like little adults. Adults have gone through puberty, and because children haven't, they face unique challenges to their training, such as growth spurts. Growth spurts can lead to temporary imbalances, often characterized as clumsiness. That's because body proportions change, which can disrupt center of mass and overall proprioception. Hormones also play a significant role in how a child should train. Children, particularly before puberty, have lower levels of hormones like testosterone and growth hormone compared to adults. Besides limiting their ability to build muscle mass and strength as rapidly as adults, hormonal fluctuations can impact a child's mood and motivation, making it challenging to maintain a consistent training effort and schedule. It also affects energy levels, which can impact performance and recovery. And finally, their bones are still growing. Children have open growth plates, making them more susceptible to injury. Their bones are also more flexible than adults, making them prone to bending or breaking. This is further exacerbated by the fact that their peak bone mass has yet to be achieved. So how should a child strength train? From a macro perspective, children should follow a long-term athletic development plan. For a deeper dive into this topic, go check out my video on long-term athletic development. For children up to 6 years old, it starts with the ABCs of movement. Unironically, it stands for agility, balance, coordination, and speed. This age should be centered around having fun and building a positive relationship with physical activity. Classic games like freeze tag, red light, green light, and hide and seek encourage running, agility, and quick change of directions. Hopscotch, jump rope, and simple obstacle courses with jumps and hurdles can lead to jumping proficiency. Animal movements like bear crawls, crab walks, and monkey bars help develop coordination and strength. To further train balance and coordination, walking on a low balance beam or a line on the ground is simple and effective. They can even try standing on one leg, starting with short intervals and increasing over time as their balance, coordination, and strength increases. Generally, between the ages of 6 and 9 is when a more structured program can be implemented. During this time, children should be given exposure to fundamental movement patterns. These include the squat, hinge, push, pull, locomotion, rotation, and carry. Proficiency in these movement patterns will prepare them for sports movements like sprinting, jumping, cutting, and throwing later on. In addition, mastering these movement patterns helps strengthen and condition the necessary musculature, bones, and joints to handle higher intensity training later on. Slowly increasing training intensity is one of the most important principles in exercise science. This is known as the principle of progressive overload. Progressive overload is simply the gradual and consistent increase in demand placed on the body during training. Now here's where parents often get confused. Strength training doesn't necessarily mean you need to grab a dumbbell or some other external load to start. This can simply mean body weight. Think of a push-up. Many kids, and even some adults, can't perform a strict push-up. Sometimes it's just too much load. So something like a push-up with your hands on a box or a bench is a great regressive alternative. Another thing to think about is strengthening the muscle tendons. Rather than executing ballistic push-ups, having a child slow the movement down will be a better stimulus to strengthen the tendons. It's important to note that tendons require a lot more time to adapt than muscle tissue. It takes months for tendon remodeling to occur, whereas muscle can strengthen within weeks. Once a strong general physical preparedness has been achieved, implementing external loads becomes both appropriate and necessary for continued development. When adding dumbbells to the basic movement patterns we've talked about, I would keep repetitions relatively high, 8 to 15 repetitions while controlling all phases of the rep, namely the concentric, eccentric, and isometric is a good start. As far as progressing to barbells, it's important for children to build a solid base of strength before attempting any axial loaded movements like a back squat. In my facility, I make sure that young athletes are capable of performing goblet squats with at minimum a 45-pound kettlebell or dumbbell before transitioning to barbell loaded exercises. Remember, strength training for young athletes should be a fun and engaging experience. By prioritizing proper technique, focusing on long-term development, and working with qualified coaches, you can help your child build a strong foundation for a lifetime of athletic success. Now, if you found value in this video, please like, subscribe, and most importantly, share with any parent who wonders if they should have their child start a strength training program. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.